The internal deadline is real because if you hit the external deadline with your work, it means you crashed into a tree or a pole. And we as a profession need to stop crashing into trees or poles because given the current state of our mental health, it's probably not working out too well for us. Okay, so now I've convinced you hopefully that the internal deadline is real. Let's talk about when it should be. Well, it has to be early enough to help. Okay, an internal deadline that's 24 hours before the external deadline, that's not a lot of break-in area. Okay, 3 business days is the absolute minimum. When I was leading teams, 5 business days, and I mean it, 5 business days, unless you only have, maybe a 14-day window or a 7-day window, in which case we can shorten it. But we want it to be early enough that it actually helps. First, it needs to help by removing the stress associated with deadlines. 2, it needs to be early enough that if there is an emergency, if something terrible happens, there's not actually going to be a last minute effort, right? Because you still have 3 days or 5 days left to fix it, whatever it may be. And lastly, an internal deadline accounts for editing. I'm going to share another little story here.